Hello, welcome back. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. You're watching another one of my comic book pull lists. This is the first one of 2021 for me. I get these comics from Discount Comic Book Service, or DCBS, if I have to refer to them from now on. I live in Japan, and so because I don't live in the United States, it takes a little while to get to me because they only do once monthly shipping for international customers. All that means is you might have read some of these already. First up, I got A Man Among Ye. This is number 4, and written by Stephanie Phillips, and I'm really enjoying it. The art by Craig Cermak is also really good. This story is about Anne Bonny and Bonnie Reed, and them really coming into infamy as pirates. I really like the swashbuckling adventure that can be really felt through all the panels here. We got Batman number 105. We have, Ghostmaker and Clown Hunter. I guess Ghostmaker, now we know, is a rival of Batman, so a rival of Bruce's. They trained together long ago, and this dude just is crime fights for the art of crime fighting. I don't even know what that means. And he was upset that Bruce does it for a personal reason. It's still pretty cool, though. However, I am losing steam on some other Batman titles, specifically Detective Comics. There's going to be a new writer coming up. But definitely, I am sticking with the main Batman title for now. Crossover number 3. So in this world, all of the comic heroes, anti-heroes, and villains have now come to the real world. They're trapped in a bubble. However, there are some that are being rounded up by the government outside if they get a chance to escape. They look different. Sometimes they have the 4-color, ink dots on their skin to show that they came right out of a comic panel. And what we're going to be seeing is a bunch of Image comics, villains, characters, heroes, and anti-heroes making appearances in here, because this is Image's big crossover. Detective Comics 1033. As I said, I am kind of losing steam on this. Just a few months ago, I was saying, no, I was going in great directions. I've since been kind of changing my mind on it. So, James Tynion IV is writing this, Department of Truth number 4. He's also the writer for Batman at the moment. This has absolutely nothing to do with Batman, though. This is more like an X-Files type story, where there's a little bit of character development going on in the shadows and little by little in the background, whereas similar to X-Files on TV, each episode or each issue would deal with one thing and resolve it by the end of an issue or two. So, in that respect, it's very, very similar to X-Files, and it also is this secret government organization that protects people without them knowing it. We got Eternals. This is number 1, regular Alex Ross cover here, with Eternals coming up in the movies pretty soon. We're probably going to see a big push by Marvel Comics to really get some of the images out there, I guess, and some of the storyline out there. Probably see a bunch of reprints coming up soon to kind of, pump up the crowd, I guess, for the movies. This being one part of that, I think. That does not mean I'm not excited about this title. Kieran Gillen doing the story and Esad Ribic on the art are a pretty awesome team for this. We have Gideon Falls. This is number 27, and it's thick as heck because this is the last issue. This was a pretty sweet ride, some mind-melting horror. I do like Jeff Lemire a lot. I wasn't so much a fan of Andrea Sorrentino's art before I started reading this comic. At the beginning, too, I was kind of like, but I did get a lot more accustomed to the art. And actually, some of the double-page splash pages had really, really big impacts on me. So yeah, I'm definitely a bit more accustomed to Andrea Sorrentino's art. Here we've got Ha Ha number 1. This is the same writer that did Ice Cream Man, both out of Image Comics. This is an anthology horror comic, I guess, about clowns, all focused on clowns. Which is, if you got a fear of clowns, if you think clowns are weird, well, that's everybody, right? This might be a good read. Immortal Hulk, this is number 41. Alex Ross doing the cover here. Does look pretty awesome. However, 42 is wicked cool. This is, I guess, some kind of homage to a painting by Hieronymus Bosch, who I didn't even know what time period he was an artist in, like, I don't know, something like 500 or 700 years ago or something like that. I think it was this like kind of wooden panel he did with one main part in the center and two on the side. The Garden of Earthly Delights, I think it was called. There is one part right here, which is actually is pretty well known. The image is pretty well known, I guess, and Alex Ross uses that here. And I think he's trying to maybe show these similarities between Bosch's Hell and what's beyond the green door. Justice League Dark number 29. Hey, remember when Swamp Thing just died in issue 28? Oh, well, yeah, he's back. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, in the 6 parts that happened before this, because this is part 7 of Endless Winter. I think that's totally ridiculous. I'm not going to read any of Endless Winter, probably. I mean, it might be cool because Black Adam is involved in it. That might be a reason to check it out, I guess. But I'm really kind of disappointed that it went so quickly back to some kind of status quo. And it's not that bringing it back to the status quo is bad. It's just it happened within one issue. The next issue, something happened outside of this title totally and just brought us back to, just to the start. The stories that I just read never have to be spoken of again, pretty much. So that's a way to make me chill out and lose steam on a title that I really liked. The Last God, this is chapter 11. I'm in love with this comic right now. Riccardo Federici is an amazing artist. He does fantasy so well. I really like where the story's going, the ideas of it. I really love this dark fantasy stuff. And yeah, this is out of DC Black Label. So there is an allowance for them to get a little slightly bit more mature. So there is a little bit more, violence. And the drama can go a slight level deeper too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Maestro number 5. This is the last issue of this Maestro run. There's another one that's coming up. It's called Maestro War and Pax. We see the progression of Hulk into Maestro in a very natural way, which is cool. But War and Pax, I'm probably just going to get the trade if I really want to read it. All right, this is Marvel number 3. There are really good people involved in this anthology series, I guess you could call it. But it's put into the web of the villain Nightmare telling stories to Doctor Strange. So these stories are happening while Doctor Strange is trapped and Nightmare's talking to him. That's all happening in the background. So I guess they're our hosts for this anthology series. But the talent that is involved in this is awesome. Kurt Busiek, Bill Sienkiewicz, Alex Ross is doing a bunch of stuff. So a whole bunch of artists and writers that I really like are all involved with this. And they are team-ups that have happened for incredible stories many times in the past. So to not be reading this right now is maybe a missed opportunity, yeah. Miskatonic number 2. So this is something involved in the Cthulhu mythos. A few things have been shifted around, but they're definitely taking points from H.P. Lovecraft stories that have happened in the past, and then kind of putting new twists on them, which is awesome. I am very much a fan of H.P. Lovecraft and the fantasy, science fiction, and horror that he really was the father of in many, many sorts of ways. This is from Aftershock Comics, who recently have been putting out some really consistently great stuff. I really do like a lot of their titles. Right. Here we have the picture of everything else, number 1. This is out of Vault Comics. I think this could be really cool. What we have is the guy who painted the picture of Dorian Gray. The picture that would age and the guy wouldn't. The guy who painted that picture, he resurfaces in Paris after some brutal murders, and some art thieves find out that his paintings of these murder victims actually had the same exact wounds on the painting. So there's something dark, perhaps mystical or sorcerous about this painter's methods. I think it sounds really sweet. We got Post Americana #1. This is, post-apocalyptic stories. So Steve Skroce was doing the art, and I think Jeff Lemire was doing the writing on We Stand on Guard, the kind of post-apocalyptic Canadian revolution type of thing where they were fighting the United States. Steve Skroce also did Maestros, which I loved. Not Maestro like from Marvel. It was an Image title. The stuff I've read recently where he's involved, I have absolutely devoured. I am really excited to get into Post Americana. We got Red Hood 52. So yeah, Red Hood is back in Gotham. There's a new writer on this, and I had been disappointed by Red Hood up until 50. The team that I wanted to get back together never really got back with the same enthusiasm as they had when they were first together in the beginning of Red Hood and the Outlaws. Sean Martin Bro is the writer on here. I don't know offhand. I don't know if I have read any of his other stuff, but the main, I guess the new bad guy in Gotham City is a dude who was making sneakers with supervillain themes. Oh, there was like a Joker sneaker, and he was really successful, and he's selling it through the gangs or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. Savage Avengers is the best Avengers team right now. It's just, everything is so badass about this team. This is number 16. I keep saying how much I love it through all of these videos. If you haven't been reading it, definitely get on it for some like brutal action-packed adventure. All right, 7 to Eternity. This is number 15. I actually haven't got to issue number 14, and I should have, because there was a huge break between 13 and 14. And I had been really enjoying the series until the huge break, but I haven't gotten back into it, so I can't say much as far as if it's changed at all. But we have right here a variant cover by Tula Lotte, which looks pretty sweet. This is 7 Secrets number 6. It's coming out of Boom Studios. This is about 2 clandestine organizations. One that wants to protect these secrets that they keep in suitcases, and they keep them in. Then when they travel around, they have to have bodyguards who are really good at martial arts. I'm getting a really big Full Metal Alchemist vibe off of this, even though there's no magic or anything like that. The way the people look, maybe it's the art style, but the way the organization is set up as well very much reminds me of that. So maybe if you were a fan of that, maybe check it out. Stillwater number 4 is written by Chip Zdarsky, and it is excellent. Oh, it's so good. It's coming out of Image Comics. It's a story about a guy who's been newly admitted into a town where nobody dies, and there is some conflict there between him and the other residents who want him to just, immediately fall in line. He's just biding his time to get revenge, because the first thing that happened when he went into the town was they took his friend out of the town and then killed him. So he's playing the long game on some revenge. Thor number 11. Not much to say here, except it's great. Donny Cates is doing a good job. He definitely knows how to mix things up. Unearthed number 9. This is some body horror written by Cullen Bunn. Another great series. We got Venom 32. This is also written by Donny Cates. Look at this cover here. This is amazing. This is Ryan Brown. Marvel has, or I guess Disney has, just acquired the rights to make Alien comic books. I think Predator as well, perhaps. So we're going to be seeing, Aliens coming up really soon. Not out of Dark Horse Comics, but out of Marvel. So there were a bunch of variants with alien themes. This is one of them that I think looks awesome. In other Venom news, we know that Donny Cates is going to be ending his run on Venom with number Legacy 200. So this is actually Legacy number 197. So we got another 3. We only find them when they're dead, number 4. This is pretty awesome as well. This is another comic I'm getting from Boom Studios. We see, this is some space exploration type stuff where they're looking for a god in space. A living god in space. Lastly, we got Wolverine Black, White, and Blood number 2. This is a great idea, and now everyone is copying it. So there's now black, white, and red at DC. There's like 3 titles coming out that with that title. First, there was just black and white Batman, right? Now they're coming out with black, white, and red. Black, white, and blood comics at Marvel now are coming out. I think I just pre-ordered one for Carnage. So it's a good idea, and now everybody has it. It is a type of anthology series, just showing, Wolverine's more violent side, which is, I guess, our favorite one. And those are the comics I'll be reading for the next few weeks. If you think I've missed anything that's a must-read, let me know that down in the comments. Make sure you hit the like button, and please subscribe if you haven't already. If you don't want to do any of those things, I do understand. I hope you had a nice time watching. I'm the Erroneous Kaiser. I'll see you next time.